back to another episode of On a Mission. I'm your host, Dr. Wendy Norfleet with Norfleet Integrated Solutions, and it's my pleasure to have with me Hamp Tanner with Mocama Beer Company. Welcome, Hamp.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's great to meet you for the first time.
You too.
We've become friends real fast.
I know, and thanks for the beer.
Well, that's what we do.
Okay.
We make and sell beer, so I wanted to bring some straight from the cooler for us to highlight during the show, but also you can take it home and share it with.
Yeah, I'll share it.
Well,
and then
David, likes beer.
Right, and then David also has claimed a couple bottles.
Very good.
Cans, so
Very
it's okay.
Good.
So, Hamp, tell me a little bit about Mocama Beer. Did you think of this? Did you buy into it? Did you start it from scratch? Tell us a little bit.
We started it from scratch.
Okay.
And I can't take all the credit. I'll take some of the credit, but it was a team. We had a group of people that envisioned that a brewery in Fernandina Beach at the scale that we wanted to do it was a good idea. And when I say the scale, there was already a very small brewery. And then while we were getting ready to open, there was another brewery that was opening that was a little smaller. But what our idea is to build big to get big. So we took over a big space, 18,000 square foot building that was a car dealership in the 50s.
So you already had the vision that it was going to be big, huh?
Well,
you hoped.
if you start small and grow organically, which is a good way to do it,
right,
then you might have to move all that brewing equipment to a bigger space.
Oh, yeah.
And we tried to just have enough confidence in our vision that we could build big where we were and have room to grow for years.
Okay.
So, we wouldn't reach a maximum capacity in that building for 10, 12 years. And at that point, if you need more capacity, you can build another space somewhere.
Right.
But we don't have to worry about that today.
Okay. So I know you have a lot of different kind of beers. And so you want to go through, before actually my next question, a couple of your, what do you say your best top sellers are?
Well, here on the table, we've got our Cosmico IPA, which is our signature or our flagship IPA. IPA is a very popular style in craft beer. This one is a New England style, which for those that aren't really craft beer, fans or that well versed in it, is a fruity aroma and flavor beer. So it's not that bitter.
Okay.
So some people associate all IPAs are bitter.
So this one is not.
This one is not. It's a New England style in New England. In the West Coast, they were bitter. And then New England brewers started using different ingredients, the hops and some of the yeasts that combine to give you more of a citrusy or tropical fruit aroma and flavor. There's no actual fruit in the beer.
Right. But
you can add fruit to it, but this one doesn't have any fruit in it. But it does have a distinct pineapple kind of aroma and flavor that's balanced by some citrus as well.
Okay.
And then the other one here is our Czech style Pilsner, which is, in the lager category. It is very drinkable, smooth, traditional type beer that a lot of folks that think they don't like IPAs definitely like this one.
Okay, wow. And so I know you said that you got a group together and they believed in the vision. So that's one part of it.
Right.
So one part is the people that are actually part of the day-to-day.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about them.
Well, we've got a team that is the key to our success. If we are going to build this into the dream we have and fill that building up with more brewing equipment over the years and expand into more regions or more markets. Right now, our market is Fernandina Beach, Jacksonville, Ponte Vedra, St. Augustine. And the St. Augustine market is an area that we're not that very well represented yet, but it will grow. We have to take care of those customers closer to home first, and as our production capacity grows,
you'll be able to
then we want to send more beer to St. Augustine and then Gainesville.
Okay.
So those are the markets that we have access to with our distributors. But for us to achieve what we set out to achieve, we have to have a great team in the building.
And that's what you have.
We do. We've got a brewer we hired in December that is a fantastic brewer named Matthew Crawford. And Simon Muldoon is our jack of all trades. Really, he can brew beer. He's one of the original founders as well.
Okay.
But Simon is a 20-something year veteran in the hospitality business here
Oh, wow.
in Jacksonville area. He can brew beer. He can sell in the wholesale side. He can run the tap room. He can manage the team. He really
So he can fill it for anybody.
Right. He's basically on track to become our general manager and hopefully have that role for a very long time.
Oh, that's great.
But in addition to those two, we've got great assistants in brewing and working in the what we call the production area or the cellar that do a great job maintaining equipment, keeping everything clean, also know how to brew our beer. So this Cosmico right now, we have
training, huh?
4 people in the operation that can brew Cosmico perfectly now.
Oh, okay.
And that wasn't true even 6 months ago.
Oh, wow.
So that redundancy is huge.
Yeah, and that's really important. A lot of companies don't realize that. They get one person that does like a specialty, and then if something happens, they need to take a vacation to get sick or something, and then they realize, oh my gosh, we have no one to fill in.
Right. We ran into that situation.
Okay.
and so fortunately, we learned the lesson we needed to learn from that.
And that's what you need to do.
That's right. That's right. Have a lot of redundancy and the capability of brewing your flagship beer.
Wow. And so the other people, so you got the people for the investors, the people for the team, and then the other is your customers.
Right. And there's 2 types of customers we have. In our tap room, we serve patrons directly. Mm-hmm. So that is where we invite the public to come and learn about our beers and experience our beers in our building, mm-hmm. and have what we call an immersive brand experience.
Okay.
And we have a very beautiful tap room. It's a mid-century modern, elegant space. A lot of people love it for meeting because it's big. It's 4,000 square feet in the tap room.
Oh, okay.
So right now, as we're doing this interview, there's probably folks in there meeting to talk about real estate and having coffee. We have a coffee shop as well.
Oh, okay. So it's not just beer.
Right. In the mornings until early afternoon, we have a coffee shop, which is really good coffee. So some people can come have coffee in the morning and stay till beer time.
Oh, okay.
But
stay all day.
So we have a lot of activity going on in this tap room, but that is where we want to make connections to our patrons and get them become fans of the beer.
And so then what's the other side?
The other side is the restaurants and bars and package stores and grocery stores.
That you provide the beer to.
Right. That's out in the wholesale market through distribution.
Okay.
And, we have so many great customers that from day one, which for us, that's back in latter part of 2020 is when we opened.
You have only been open since then?
That's right. Yes.
Oh my gosh, you have achieved a lot.
We have the trying to do things in 2020. Looking back,
difficult.
It was a blur.
Right.
Because it seemed like the year that we all lost.
Right.
Because it was so weird. But we did get open by the end of 2020. And we were very quickly welcomed into the local restaurants in Fernandina, the bars. Worked hard to get into Jacksonville Market, Ponte Vedra, Jack's Beach. Lots of good beer hubs in the Jacksonville area that welcomed us and put our beer on tap. And the beer speaks for itself. Once you try it, I think we do a great job brewing excellent beer. And hopefully have a very good marketing message to go with it, which is try our beer, enjoy our beer, but then come visit us, learn more about us in our tap room so that we can get to know you, you can get to know us. We want that connection, whether it's in person in the tap room, through our social media, but as you know, that connection with your customer.
Right, it's so important.
Create
it is so
a long-term relationship with them.
Right, because once you build that, they tell others. And so it's really important to build the connection.
Right.
So tell everybody where you are located, the address.
We're at 629 South 8th Street in Fernandina Beach, which is, you can't miss us when you're coming in towards downtown Fernandina Beach. We're about 8 blocks from downtown in 18,000 square foot building with huge words, Mocama Beer Company on the front.
Okay, you can't miss it, right?
Right, can't miss it. It's an iconic old building that, like I mentioned before, is a mid-century architecture. We kept the exterior of the building the way it was.
So it fits in. Wow.
We did repaint or painted it. It was red brick, but over the years there had been some additions made. So there were
Multiple colors.
well,
There's a lot of
different sizes and colors and patterns.
That's happens to a lot of older buildings as they get built on. You can tell where, okay, somebody built this.
Right. So we painted it a navy blue, kind of, well,
okay.
kind of
You're
like
not
my
wearing
shirt,
navy blue right now.
but the gold logo. So
okay.
navy blue and gold is kind of
that's pretty.
Our color scheme there.
Okay.
And on the inside, we did a lot of work. The building was in disrepair. So on the inside, we've transformed
made it your own.
But the exterior is still that same iconic shape and look.
Okay. So Hamp, if someone wants to learn a little bit more, check out what beers you offer, how do they reach out? Is the website?
Mocama.com is our website.
Okay.
Our social media, Facebook and Instagram is Mocama Beer.
Okay.
At Mocama Beer.
Okay.
We try to have lots of information provided on those two social media platforms, so people know when there's new beers being released, activities in the tap room, whether it's a band playing or this past weekend was the car show, and we had our own little car event going on Friday and Saturday. One day it was with Porsches and one day it was with overland vehicles, and that attracted a lot of people in and was good for us.
All right. Well, Hamp, I am so glad that you came in, and thank you for this.
Right.
And it was a pleasure meeting you and learning more about your organization. And I wish you continued good luck. Seems like you're doing great.
We are doing great, but we can't stop now.
Of course
we
not.
need to keep working hard and earning people's dollars to buy our beer, because there's plenty of great competition. There's a lot of good breweries in Jacksonville, and I suggest people try them all. But we definitely want to come back to try ours too.
Well, that's nice. I'm glad you're so generous. And thank you again, Hamp.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us today. To learn more about Hamp and Mocama Beer Company, please go to mocama.com, right?
Right.
And we'll see you next time on Buzz TV.